What's up, guys? So at D23, the episode 9 panel, well, not the 9 panel, the live action panel for Walt Disney Studios has just wrapped up, and they kicked things off with Star Wars, which surprised me.
Yeah.
Thought we'd have to wait until the end like they did for Disney Plus. But yeah, we could wait until Monday to talk about what they showed at D23. But
Which they are going to publicly release what they showed on Monday.
But if we wait until then, I'm afraid Molly will literally explode. If you don't know why yet, hang in. We'll get there. We're going to talk about the whole panel, or at least the episode 9 stuff. And it kicked things off with pretty much standard things that you would expect. JJ came out and he's like, it's amazing to wrap up this 40-year saga. And it's like, of course it is. It's what he said at Celebration.
Yeah.
The cast came out and said, oh, you're going to love the movie. Like, what else are they going to say?
Duh.
Of course we are. But Kerry Russell was there. She gave us some new info about her character, Zori Bliss. Said that Zori Bliss is shady, kind of a criminal, and sort of this old friend of Poe's. So what do you think of that?
I don't know.
Okay. You just want to get to the stuff.
But I like that, and I'm kind of wondering now if we might see her in the Poe comic.
The Age of Resistance comic?
Yeah. I mean, it's a wild guess, but if they're saying that she's an old friend of Poe's, it's possible she could pop up really vaguely.
I wonder, yeah. This, from what we've seen of that Poe comic, that issue, he's still in the New Republic.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, maybe she was an ex-New Republic pilot that got kicked out for shadiness.
Yeah.
It is interesting that she's an old friend of Poe's, like, could have another kind of scoundrel type character. But I would guess that she's more aligned with the Resistance than the First Order.
Yeah, the question is now, is she an old friend of Poe that is going to help? Or
Right.
is she an old friend of Poe that's going to cause trouble?
Yeah, it's kind of a Lando situation. How did they leave their friendship the last time?
Yeah.
They also showed the new poster, the teaser poster,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a good tease.
Yeah.
I love the Kylo and Rey imagery there.
But Palpatine looks a little weird.
The first time I saw it, I was like, it looks like, and you said this too,
Mm-hmm.
it looks like he's from Star Wars Rebels. It looks like his animated version.
Yeah, his animated face from Rebels a little bit. It could just be that his face is very faded in the background and it's like got an overlay of like space or like the black sky with stars.
It looks a little odd. I will. It looks a little cartoonish, but the Rey Kylo stuff, super into.
Yeah.
Very reminiscent of the Revenge of the Jedi poster, which had Luke and Vader fighting in like that little corner.
Yeah.
So I imagine that was on purpose.
Yeah. That had like Vader's helmet in the background, right? And then the two of them.
Yeah, so very similar there. But okay, we can talk about what you really want to talk about. Why don't you pull up that footage description? So this footage is going to be online. They're saying, this is according to Entertainment Weekly, this is going to release for everybody on Monday. But this is what was shown, kind of a sizzle reel. We were expecting a behind the scenes thing like they've done for the previous movies, but they went with this.
Yeah. So credit goes to Bespin Bulletin. I'm not sure if that's a Twitter handle or not. I found this screenshot on Facebook. But so it says, shows the twin sons with Luke looking on, footage of Han and Leia, original trilogy recap. Then they say the Thousand Generations line from The Rise of the Skywalker.
1,000 generations live in you now.
Yes,
That one.
that line is repeated. Then they go on to show footage from The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. And then the words, the story of a generation comes to an end, goes on screen. Hundreds of Star Destroyers line up against a dark sky.
Okay.
Hundreds.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, okay, well, let's pause there.
Yeah.
I've been hoping for a major space battle in the sequel trilogy. I feel like we haven't really gotten one yet. Battle of Starkiller Base, kind of. Not much in The Last Jedi. You had the bombing run, but I mean, I want Battle of Coruscant size scale, Battle of Endor, Battle of Scarif.
Yeah, I was going to say, Rogue One gave us a
Right.
something to hold us over.
Right. But I want something in this conflict. Like, I feel like this war hasn't had a big space battle, and I want one.
Yeah. Then we have Rey throws her lightsaber and calls it back like Thor. So imagine Thor throwing his hammer and calling it back from Avengers.
Yeah, I think I read on another live tweet that she throws it in a forest and it's like slicing through a bunch of trees, and then it comes back. I want to credit that person too. That was Eric Goldman.
That's interesting because we just found out in the second episode of Vader Immortal, you get to learn how to
do that,
throw your lightsaber. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Then we get Rey and Kylo fighting on a water planet, really going at it.
I wonder if that's not specifically a water planet, just in the ocean. There was that Vanity Fair photo of them fighting on what I would guess is the Death Star.
Mm-hmm. So the remains that we see
right
in the teaser.
I think that it's not necessarily a water planet. They're just fighting surrounded by water.
Yeah.
I think Eric Goldman also said that they were fighting on a cliff. That might be the same shot. I don't know.
And then we get the voice of Palpatine. Now your journey nears its end.
Now your journey nears its end.
There you go. Perfect.
It's like he's here.
Perfect voiceover.
Now your journey.
And then we hear Darth Vader breathing.
Always good.
Always good. Yep.
Always a fan pleaser.
And then finally, Rey appears with a double-bladed red lightsaber and a dark cloak. Looks dark and creepy.
Bwah, 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 bwah. You've only been doing that cosplay for 3 years now?
Yeah.
Yeah? So, feeling pretty good about yourself.
Feeling pretty good. I was at Kroger today shopping for supplies for our housewarming party that we're having tonight when I got this news, and I had a little breakdown.
Meltdown in the cereal aisle.
A little bit of a meltdown, and I was just on my phone on Twitter, like, selfishly posting pictures of my cosplay and being like, I called it! But
like, part of me wanted to make the thumbnail for this video Molly's cosplay, but I figured people would be upset if they're trying to avoid spoilers. Yeah, that's so cool. And I've heard, I think Ash Crossan said that it folds in the middle. So I guess that's something like Pong Krell's double-bladed lightsaber. He had like a hinge in the middle of his because they're so big, and then they would come together.
Yeah.
So from what I'm gathering from this footage, she's got it folded and then she like flicks it up. Double blades come out. Double red blades.
Double red blades.
She's wearing all black.
We'll insert some pictures for reference.
So what does this mean?
Right. Yeah. No, it took me an hour, I guess, since I learned the news to think, oh, what does this actually mean? Is she like going to the dark side at this point? Is she just dressed differently and using a red lightsaber that Kylo lended to her?
It's just a new look. Going a little goth. Everyone has that phase.
Yeah. I did it. Is it a vision? Is it her being possessed by Palpatine? There's so many questions.
Yeah, I want to guess right now that it's misleading. That's probably a vision of some sort.
Yeah.
That makes more sense to me. But I guess, like, you can't say right now, like, you can't put this stuff in order. When does she and Kylo fight?
Yeah.
Maybe that fight on the Death Star or wherever is early on and not the climax. And I guess the vision is one thing, but I could also see her becoming possessed by Palpatine. And then Kylo Ren wants to pull her back, so maybe he redeems himself.
Yeah, he has to save her.
I like that a lot, that if we are to redeem Kylo Ren, which I think is likely, but to keep it from being too similar to what happens in Return of the Jedi, it's not a selfless act that Rey performs to bring him back. It's more of a Kylo doing it on his own.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that.
And kind of saving her.
Yeah. That through saving her, he saves himself.
Yeah. And I want to be clear, I'm sure we'll figure all this out on Monday when they show us this footage, but my cosplay was like a Sith version of Rey, and when I said I called it, everyone was like, she's not going to be a Sith. There's no way that she can turn fully to the dark side in one movie. So I don't think she will have like the red eyes and like be fully dark side. I mean, if she's possessed by Palpatine, maybe. But
yeah.
I don't think the footage shows her with like full on Sith eyeballs.
Yeah, we don't know yet. But I would say no one's mentioned that, at least.
Yeah.
And I would agree. I think it's too late for her to make that change. If it were going to happen, I feel like it would have happened in The Last Jedi.
Yeah, like as the end of the movie or something.
Or even the middle, like in Snoke's throne room. Like, that's the point where I feel like they come together, and then they both had a chance to switch sides, and neither of them did. And that's why part of me is like, Ben's had 2 chances to come back to the light, and he's messed it up both times. Rey, I feel like, is incorruptible, unless something like Palpatine overtakes her.
Yeah, it's got to be something big and powerful, which Palpatine is. And in The Last Jedi, Luke has that line about her going straight to the dark side when she first starts to meditate and connect with the Force.
It showed you something you needed, yeah, and you didn't hesitate. Yep.
Yeah, so she could be more vulnerable than we think.
Yeah, there's potential, obviously. Like, the movie will communicate whatever it needs to tell the story. It seems like a lot to do if she were to turn and go evil, and like, I don't know. I'm iffy about the possession idea too. Yeah. I'm iffy about just about everything.
Sure. So her with the double-bladed red lightsaber, of course we're all wondering, where did that come from? I'm also wondering, where's the other lightsaber? Is Finn gonna use it again?
That's another reason I'm like, well, maybe Ben uses it.
Ooh. Finally he gets to...
That lightsaber, it belongs to me. But maybe they share it. I don't know.
He did get to use it in Last Jedi a little bit.
Not really. Oh yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, my mind went to the Force pull thing. Yeah,
maybe something happens to his crackly old messed up one.
I don't know. Like, this is just, it could go anywhere, and I feel like Vision just makes the most sense to be like, that's the most simple explanation right now, that she is tempted by Palpatine or something, and he's like, look at what you could be. And then they use that in the trailer to get this to happen. Sure. We were like, what does it mean?
And give me heart palpitations.
Either way, even if it's a vision, it's still... Yeah,
it's a deep cut cosplay that's canon now.
Yep, you are canon. Congratulations. Yay. Yeah, so there was nothing else in the trailer description, right?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
And the only other thing I can think of that we've seen confirmed from D23 is the new rocket, or jet troopers.
Oh, right, yeah.
So that scene of them being chased on the skiff, there are First Order jet troopers confirmed.
They were in the teaser, and now we get a good look at their armor. So, cool.
Good for them.
All right. Well, we'll be back on Monday to break it down for real.
Yeah, and I'll be in my costume.
You will?
Ready to go.
Okay. You're just going to wear that from now until December.
I'm never going to take it off.
Girl, you stank. All right. Well, that's it for today. We were just too excited to not talk about it. And tomorrow we're also going to just have a video about all of what we learned at D23 so far, because it's just been a great weekend, guys.
Yeah.
It's been good.
It's good stuff.
So yeah, thank you for watching this. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel.
Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
And consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.